In this video, I'm going to show you how you can customize the Galaxy S10 always on display, the lock screen, as well as the home screen. Let's get started. Hey everybody, welcome to Tech with Brett, where I help tech work for you. This is the first video in a series of videos all about how to set up and customize your Galaxy S10. So if you'd like to know more, make sure you hit the subscribe button below so that you'll be notified of my new and upcoming videos. So first off, let's talk about some of the new things that are available with the S10. So in these videos, I will be using the S10e, but this will work on the S10 or the S10 Plus. So first off, one of the new features is you now have tap to see always on display. So right now, the screen is asleep. I just need to tap it and it's actually going to show me the always on display. So this will show me time, date, battery percentage, as well as notifications. Now, if I want to unlock my phone, there's a few new ways I can do it. One is I can just pick up the phone like this and tilt it up and that will wake up the phone. Another way is I can now tap the screen twice. So tap, tap, and there it unlocks. And the other way is, of course, you can press the power key here on the S10e or the S10s on the side there. So that is how you can wake up the phone. And then you can swipe and unlock it just like you're used to. Now that depends on if you've added a pin or a pattern or any form of security. So if you want to adjust those settings, if you want to adjust the always on display, we're going to pull down in the notification tray and we're going to swipe over here and find the always on display settings. So I'm actually going to tap on the wording right here, always on display, and it's going to bring up a few quick controls that we can do. So right now it's set to tap to show for 30 seconds. Here we can have it show always, or here we can have it show as scheduled. So maybe you only want it to show during the day. I could set it to show at 7 a.m. to 12 a.m. Or you could just have it show all the day. That is going to increase the usage of battery, but it would always show the time so you don't have to tap the screen to see it. So right now I'm going to keep it on the tap to show. And then we can select done. And if you want always on display to be completely removed, you would just turn it off right there. So the blue means it's on, and then when it's gray, it is off. So that is the always on display. So again, when your phone is off, all you need to do is tap the screen and it will show you what is the time and the date. Now, if you want to interact with the display a little bit more, you can actually double tap on the always on display. And now I have a few options where I can go left and right and I can play and pause music, skip to the next song. Here I can see some other notifications about Bixby routines and it will take me back to the main page. So when I'm in this menu, I can also just tap these icons and it will let me do a few controls. So right here, I can change the brightness of the always on display. And that will also depend on the lighting situation you have. It will automatically adjust. And then I can change the orientation of the always on display. So now you actually have the ability to use the always on display in landscape, which is pretty nice. So again, there you can change the controls, and depending on the music app, you'll be able to see the controls there. And then if you want to interact with the notification, you would just double tap that twice. It will take you into the phone so you can see that notification. And here it is saying that I do not have a SIM inserted. So that is your always on display. So next, let's talk about the lock screen. So you've probably noticed that every time I unlock my phone, it's showing a different picture. There's actually some multi-pack wallpapers you can download to be able to do that. But let me show you a few things that you can do here. So first off, it's going to show us the time and the date, as well as you have the ability to swipe right here in the middle of the screen, and you have some quick apps down here at the bottom. So a cool trick right here, tap the time, and then it will actually show you the time in seconds as well as the date. So you have that nice little screen that will pop up there. Now, if you want to go back, you just select back here, and that will only stay on for a few seconds. Now, if we would like to go into our phone app, we could just swipe up right here and that will instantly take us to the phone app. Or if we want to jump right into the camera, we can swipe up from the camera just by tapping on the icon and swiping up, and it jumps right into the camera. So to go into the settings of the phone, we're just going to pull down the notification tray and click the gear icon. I find this is the easiest way to get to the settings. And then we're going to scroll down and find the lock screen right here. So in the lock screen, if you want to change from a swipe to have a pattern, a pin, a password, or use your face or the fingerprint on the side here or in the screen, this is where you would do that. I will cover that in a full another video. So that's where it's at. Here you have those always on display options, just like I showed you from the other screen. So here you can set the display mode from tap to show, show always, show as scheduled. Here you can have it show in landscape or portrait. You can choose the different one there. And then here you can have it show music information and adjust the brightness, or you can have it do auto brightness. So I'm going to select that now. So we've already shown you how to do that. So now we can look at the clock style. So you can actually change the clock style for the always on display or the lock screen. So let's jump into the lock screen. So here we have different types, or we have the color right there. So here you can have just this really nice clean design. We can change it to a bigger clock. Here we have just some other different styles, the big hour hand and some cool designs. And then a kind of more analog clock. And then let's say we find one we like and we want to adjust the color. Here you can see that it slightly changes the color of the design, or you can go in and pick your own favorite color right there, and then it will adjust that. Now if we go back to the type, as we change, you'll see that that color has changed the clock. So let's take it back to the white, and then I'm going to keep it at the original and select done. And now let's go in and look at the always on display clock faces. You have very similar options. This is one that I've had requested a lot, where you can see the full clock right there, not on two different rows. So you have the same thing and a few other options as well on the always on display. And one of the other cool things that you can do with the always on display is add a personalized picture or a GIF right here on the outside of the screen. And then here it's even showing some calendar events, or you can have a full calendar. So a lot of options here on the always on display. You could have the time just show up on the side, or here you can actually change what the always on display is showing based on the theme that you have on your phone. So we're going to go back here and choose the little GIF. So if I select plus, I can then open up my gallery, and I could choose a specific wallpaper that I want. So here we can put our little stormtrooper guy, hoping that nobody gets into my phone, so we can just leave him there. Select done. So now if we go to the always on display, we can see that we have the stormtrooper there hanging out, protecting my phone. So let's go back into the settings. And then here we have an option to do a roaming clock. So if you're in a roaming area, it will change. And then here we have the face widgets. So the face widgets are other things that can show up on the always on display. So we got music, today's schedule, next alarm, weather, Bixby routines. And then here we can turn on and off the always on display. And you can change the order that these will show up in just by adjusting these. So now we're going to go back and we're going to select contact information. So here you can set to have any information like your name or some contact information to show up on your lock screen so somebody could contact you. So that's where you would do that. So next we have the notification settings. So this is really important for the lock screen and how your notifications show up. So right now it is set to only show an icon. So there you can see the icon, but I could change this to detailed information. So here it's showing me a lot more. Or I can set it to a brief info. So there it's just showing me the icon and a little bit more info. And if you want to hide any of the information there, you can turn on hide content so it doesn't actually show you the message. It just shows you the notification you received. And then here you can change the transparency of this little white box. So depending on what the theme you have set or your wallpaper, this is handy to adjust. And then if for some reason like here, it's showing white colors on a white background, I can turn off the auto reverse text color, and now it's showing a black on the white. So it just kind of depends on what the wallpaper you have set is. So we're going to change this back to icons only. I kind of like the simplified look right there. So here we have app shortcuts. So this is the apps on the front of the screen so that you can quickly have access to those. So we can change the layout from the bottom corners to a touch and show. So I'll show you that in a second. And then here we can change the left shortcut and the right shortcut. So you would just go in here and you can choose any of the applications that you have installed. Maybe we don't want this to be the camera, because if you press the power key twice, that will jump into the camera. So maybe let's choose to have play movies and TV or something like that. So now that we're done, we're going to select back to save it, and then we're going to go to the lock screen. So here you can see that if we hold down on this, it then gives us the option to go to either app. So you don't have to go to the corners, but just right there, we can then swipe and it will jump right into that application. So that's some cool new additions to the lock screen. And then here you have about lock screen, and if there's any updates, you'll see that there. So now that we've covered how to adjust the always on display and the lock screen, let's go in and show you how you can customize the home screen of your phone. So if you used an Android phone before or any Samsung, this should be very familiar, but there are a few cool new tricks that you can do. So first off, here we have our main page with some applications and the favorite apps down here at the bottom. If you want to see all the apps that you have installed on your phone, you would just need to swipe up, and here is your app drawer. So there should be every app that you have available on the phone in this menu. If we click home, right now I only have one page. You can see that it doesn't swipe over, but I can actually hold down on any blank space on the screen, or I can actually pinch the screen. So there's two ways to do that. Then I can swipe over and select the plus, and that will add a new page. So now I have my main page and a new page. So let's fill this page with a few different applications. So if I swipe up and go to my apps menu, here I can see all the different apps that I have. Let's say I want to add a few. So one, I could do it one at a time. So I'm going to hold down Chrome and drag it up to the top, and then I could drop that onto the screen. Now the second option is, let's say I want to add multiple apps to the screen. So let's go through and find some of my smart home apps. So I'm going to long press on home, and then here I have the select items, add to home, uninstall, or app info. So I'm going to select multiple items. So I'm going to select that right there. And then I'm going to add Amazon Alexa, and I'm going to add my Nest application and my Chamberlain Smart Garage. So once I've done that, I then hold on one of those, drag up to the top of the screen, and then drop it on my home page. And here you can then reorganize each of those one by one. And now if I wanted to move these to a different page, I could do the same thing. Long press, select items. There I can select all those. And then here I could uninstall them all at once, remove them from the home screen, create a folder, or I can hold down and drag them to another page and drop them there. But we're going to move them back over here. Kind of has this cool animation. Drop them right there, and they are all aligned. So down here at the bottom, you have your 4 favorite applications. So those will always be there no matter what page you are on. But you can actually add up to 5 of your favorite applications here on the main screen. So now if you swipe over this way, you go to what is called Bixby Home. So this is going to learn about how you use your phone. You can set this up to show you certain information at certain time. You can link your social network accounts and all kinds of things like that. But if you want to remove that, you can pinch your screen, scroll over, and then here you have turn off Bixby Home, and that disables it, so you will stop going over to the Bixby Home. So back to the main page, I have a few different widgets. So here we have the Google search widget, and we have this weather widget. So if I tap on the microphone, it's actually going to pull up Google Assistant, and I can talk to it, or I can actually tap right on the Google search bar, and it's going to take me to my Google search page, and I can see my history and everything right there. Now the weather widget, there is actually a weather application built in, so you just need to tap this for the first time, add your location and allow it to see your location, and here it's going to give you information based on that location. Now you actually can have multiple locations set up, so you can just swipe through at any time and see those different locations. So if you would like to add other widgets to your home screen, you can just pinch, and then here we have a widgets option. So in the widgets option, you have all kinds of different things. You kind of just got to go through this one at a time and play with the different widgets and see what your favorites are. Now, if I add a widget, so here I want to add my step counter right to the home screen. So there it would show that widget. If I want to remove it, I just long press and then select remove. Some widgets, if you long press, you get an option to change the size. So I can actually change the Google widget to that small g, or I can make it big again. So now when we pinch, you saw a few different options. So let's talk about this first one. Here we have wallpapers. So wallpapers allows you to change the lock screen wallpaper and the wallpaper on the main page. So right here, this is what is currently set as the wallpaper. So if I open this up, This is the multi-pack wallpaper for the lock screen. So you can see all these different images, and it's automatically going to change to one of these every time I unlock my phone. And then over here, we actually have the wallpaper that is set for our phone itself. But if I want to adjust any of the wallpaper, I just select the little gallery icon right here, and then it will pull up options of pictures that I have in my gallery to set as the wallpaper. So here I'm going to select a little BB-8, and I'm going to add this one to my home screen of the phone. So here we have home screen. There I can see what it looks like. If I like it, I can select set as wallpaper, and there is my new wallpaper on my phone. So let's go back to the wallpapers, and we're going to adjust the lock screen wallpaper. So let's say I want the lock screen to be my Baymax, and here I have option for lock screen, or you could set the same picture to the home screen and the lock screen. So I'm going to select lock screen. There we can see what it looks like. Then we're going to hit set as wallpaper, and now on our lock screen, we have this nice looking wallpaper right there. I can swipe to unlock to go to the home page, and there we have custom wallpapers. So now if we want to find a different style of wallpaper, I can just scroll through this list. There are some that you can purchase or ones that are for free. So I'm actually going to search for the multi-pack. So then here you have these wallpaper sets of the multi-pack that you can download for free. So let's say I want one with some boats in it. So here it's going to show you the different options that you get if you apply this wallpaper. And then down here you would download it. And then once you download it, you do have the option to apply it to your phone. And then whenever you unlock your phone, it will change to one of these different wallpapers. So here I select apply, and then I set as wallpaper. And now here that has been added to the lock screen of the phone. Now there are a bunch of more options for themes, icons, always on display settings here in the Galaxy Theme Store, but I will go over that in a full another video. So then if we pinch here, we have that full themes, the widgets, and then here we have home screen settings. So a few things that you might want to change in here is, let's say that you want to adjust the grid of your home screen. So right now it's showing 4 apps this way, 5 apps this way, but maybe you want to have it show 5 by 6. So that makes all the apps a little bit smaller and you have room for more. So you can adjust that. I'm going to keep mine at 4 by 5. And then here you can actually change the apps grid. So where you see all your different applications, same thing, you can do 4 by 5 up to 5 by 6. Here you can show the apps button on the home page. So if you want to see an apps button right here, you are able to do that within that setting. Right here you have an option to lock home screen layout. So if you don't want anything to ever change on your home screen, you can lock it right there. Here you can have it so that your phone will automatically add new apps that you download to the home screen. Here you can quickly open the notification panel by swiping down. I'm going to turn that one on. And then here you have the option to allow for the home screen to rotate into landscape mode. And then here you can actually hide certain applications. So maybe if I don't want to see one of the apps that's installed on the phone anymore, I can hide that so you don't see it in the homepage or the app drawer. So those are the main settings that you would want to adjust on your phone. Now, a few other things is that if you go into the settings right here, and then you go into display, the phone by default is actually set to natural. So typically Samsung phones have always been set to vivid. So then here you can adjust how cool and warm it is. So I do suggest changing that to vivid. You can play with which one you like better, but vivid adds a little bit more of pop to the screen itself. So it just looks more bright and colorful. So now on the home screen, you can see if I swipe down, it's going to go to the notification panel. And then if I swipe up, it's going to go to all of my applications. And then I have my different app pages over this way. Now, if you want to adjust these app pages anymore, you can actually go up here and add more, or I could make this one my home page. So that little white home at the top, whatever is selected, that's going to be the home page when you select home. So if I'm over here, select home, it's going to go back to that screen. If I want to adjust the order, I can hold down and move this to a different side. So now, let's say we want this to be the home page. So we select home. Now I have apps that way and apps over there. So that's the main customization on the Samsung Galaxy S10 devices. So that is how you customize your always on display, your lock screen, and your home page on the Samsung Galaxy S10 devices. If you have any further questions about any of the features I showed off today, let me know in the comments below. And to see the next video all about how to use your Samsung Galaxy S10, make sure you select the playlist over there on the side. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you on the next one.